Hey everybody, and what's up? And welcome to another episode of Shooting the Shit Uncensored. I'm your host, Piers, and we are coming to you live in Multi-Continental Wrestling Alliance on Facebook and on YouTube. And we are also coming to you live in WCW Nation, Wrestling Maniacs, WWE Wrestling Evolution. Thank you for allowing us to stream in those groups. But before I introduce my special co-host for this evening, I just want to make a special mention to all of our fine-ass sponsors. And first, starting off, is Signal Studios. This is a company run by my good friend, Rafi Tomasian. He has a recording space, rehearsal space. He can make music for you, beats. If you're a wrestler, you need a new entrance theme, hit up my boy, Rafi. He'll hook you up. Or if you just need some music, you want to write your own shit too, hit him up. He'll help you up. Hello, can't even talk. Next is Mayan Belts. So Mayan make the best championship belts in all the world. Mayan, they make the best custom belts. They make the best replica championship belts. If you're looking for a new belt, hit up Eddie and Ira Williams on Facebook, and he'll take care of you. My next sponsor is ROH Designs. Now, ROH Designs, they make custom cups, hoodies, tumblers, t-shirts, all wrestling related, but they're also starting to branch out and do things that aren't so wrestling related. So I've got a few cups coming for me and my kids. I know Angel's going to be ordering a few cups, so make sure to head over to ROH Designs on Facebook, speak to my lovely friend Ashley Rodriguez, and she will hook you up. Now, my last but not least sponsor is Immortal Restoning. If you've got an old title belt, you need a bit of a facelift, need some stones replaced or something like that, hit up Jeff Parthay on Immortal Restoning and he'll look after you. Tell him that Piers and Angel sent you. It won't do anything for us, won't do anything for him, but at least we get someone mentioning our name every once in a while. Angel, I'm excited, bro. I'm fucking excited. Thank you.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate, Piers, that you just brought me on. And even though we have a collaboration with Wrestling with Tragedy, this is an honor. And it's an honor to bring your special guest and one of my closest friends. Words cannot describe how I feel about him. Don't tell him I told you that because I'm always shitting on him. But I got nothing but love for this gentleman.
Excellent. And we're going to bring him out. So, ladies and gentlemen, he is a former TNA X Division champion.
You said it right, former.
Former NWA Tag Team champion. Former TNA Tag Team champion. And settle the fuck down, bro, all right? I don't want to piss off Homicide. I'm scared of this dude, all right? I'm afraid he's going to hop on a plane to Australia and come and smack me upside the head, all right? But he's also a former ROH Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. He is Homicide. Welcome to Shooting the Shit, Homicide. How you doing today, brother?
Oh, awesome, man. Thank you for having me, man. Spanish Angel, my dude, what's going on? You my favorite piece of shit. I swear to God, I love you.
I love you too, Nelson. I love you too. Motherfucker.
Thank you for having me.
How you been going with all this quarantine shit, man? You keeping safe, brother?
Yes, man. I'm just feel like I'm house arrest without ankle bracelet, but I'm good. I just miss everybody, So I miss going back to work. I miss, seeing my dealers, but other than that, I'm good. Everything is okay.
Yeah. And so we'll get into it. So you started, you broke out in wrestling training with Manny Fernandez, correct? And then How was it breaking into the business? You broke into the business in the late 90s, around that wrestling boom. And what was it that really got you wanting to be involved in the professional wrestling business to begin with?
Well, I love wrestling since, I think, WrestleMania 2. My first match I see was the British Bulldogs versus the Hardfire Nation.
Ooh,
and of course, it was way back. I love wrestling back. So I got in trouble. I was in this high school called Eastern District back in the days in Brooklyn. And at the time in New York City, I didn't know there was professional wrestling. All I knew was WWF. I did not knew there was a Spanish Angel, Johnny Rods, even A-Train. But that's a different story. But other than that, man, I love wrestling. And one time I left Juvenile and I saw a poster and they said, "You want to become a professional wrestler?" I thought it was a joke. So I went to one of my homies and he told me, "Hey, you want to come to my father's store?" Meaning a bodega, like a grocery store. And I went to Southside Brooklyn. It was a rainy day. I went to this store. There was a wrestling ring. And I'm like, what the hell is this? It's a wrestling school. And I spoke to the guys. He told me, "You want to join in? Give me $25." Okay, and I'm cheap. I give him $25. History was made, man, and that was 1994. And I met Manny Fernandez in New Jersey. I was getting my ass whooped by these heavyweights. He liked that a small guy was getting his ass whooped. I was getting up, and he just took me on his wing. And I'm a big mark for the Texas wrestling, like Bruiser Brody, Dustin Rhodes, Terry Funk. Actually, he's one of my idols, and he took me under his ring. He showed me the ropes. He showed me the psychology. He showed me everything, and I'm still here.
So just curiosity, man, when you went to that bodega over there to learn the wrestling, was it like white chicks when they go, "Hey, papi, what's up, huevo head?"
Nah, man, it was evil Puerto Ricans like Linda from Evil Dead. Do you know that chick? she turned to a possessed devil. That was all Puerto Ricans over at that time. No white girls yet.
So obviously, getting into training and then sort of making your debut, what was it? How was it sort of creating the Homicide character? Was it, and I've spoken to a few people that say Homicide the character and Homicide the person, they're very similar, but it's turned up to 100, as they say. And even Angels told me this. But how did you come up with the Homicide character, and how did you sort of really develop it? I mean, being a wrestler for 26 years, you have to continue to evolve your character and your gimmicks. But how did you come up with the original concept of Homicide?
Yeah, at first I had another character called the Latin Terror. Just think about Sting and Undertaker in a blender, and it was really bad and boring. And one time I was in my friend's house and I was telling him that I need a new gimmick, a new character. He telling me be yourself. I was like, what you mean be myself? I was, gang banging, slinging, selling drugs, and he told me be yourself. And I'm like, that's not gonna work. So he say, look, just call yourself something real hard, like what? Fucking MC Hammer or Young MC? Like, it's ridiculous. So I was watching Cops, and then some guy was on the run from Homicide. Now I got a little history hanging out with a bunch of gangbangers, real life gangsters from New York City. So I say, okay, I'm gonna give it a try. But what I'm gonna wear? I don't wear trunks. I don't wear none of that. He's telling me just wear fatigues at the time. Onyx was really huge in the music business, and they had a T-shirt. They just say "back the fuck up, Onyx" with a mad emoji face. So I wore it. It was 1995 that I debuted Homicide on the streets of Brooklyn, and I just took it to another level. And I say that's the real me. Even though I joke around, especially right now, I joke around a lot, man. But I'm a real G, you know what I'm saying? So I'm one of those guys. I got older, so I'm one of those guys who fuck with my family, my close fans. Then you gotta be my stateless. That's a different story. So,
Yeah,
So
I
what
mean,
was
I was just gonna say, Homicide always been that's who since we were back in the days. That's who he is, man. He's always been this way. OG.
uh,
Yeah,
so?
OG is the original gangster. Pierce, just letting you know.
Yeah, I know that, mate. Come on, I'm Australian, not retarded. Um, but, so what was it like growing up for you, obviously, man? And like I said, we're just going to have a general conversation here, but
yeah.
obviously, you're saying that, you grew up around the gangbangers and that sort of lifestyle. What was it really like for you as like a teenager being around that? Was it like your family were involved in that sort of life, or was it just something that you
Uh,
fell into as a teenager?
Man, they all laugh at me. My friends laughed at me. My family laughed at me. Everybody think I was a joke because I love professional wrestling. I'm gonna do this. In the '90s, I was dealing with heavyweights, big guys. And I'm 5'7", like maybe 190 pounds. I'm a small guy, but I got a hot temper, like Joe Pesci from Goodfellas. But other than that, man, it was bad. It was bad. So I'm gonna prove it, especially to my mother, because she was laughing at me, like, "Oh, get a job. What's wrong with you?" Like, telling me stuff that I don't want to hear. So I want to prove it to everybody that I could do it. And I was dealing with a lot of guys, especially when ECW came along in 1995, and I wanted to be a part of the ECW group, but I loved the technical style wrestling. But of course, I was a small guy. So I said, let me try this extreme style, this hardcore style, and I saw Mick Foley in Japan, and I saw Sabu. For the first time I saw ECW, it was the Mask Go Guard Network. Uh, and I saw Sabu, and it just, man, I fell in love with ECW and his style. So I say, all right, screw it, I'm gonna be worse than those guys, and that was the worst mistake I ever mentioned because I'm never could be like those guys. Right now I'm 43, and I feel like I'm 53 in dog years. So
You look it.
I still look beautiful, especially with this nature, that I'm taking here. Cocoa butter. But it was rough, man. It was really rough, and I'm a survivor, man. That's what I am. I love to survive and prove people wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned going into that hardcore style, and I remember early watching some of your matches years ago, and just like being blown away with just how aggressive, how hard hitting, and even myself, like I'm 5'6", 5'7" as well. So seeing like a guy that's like my height being someone who's so feared, and like someone who has such an aggressive style, it was motivating for little guys, I think. And it was really, I think, when you broke in, wrestling was the world of the big men, but your gimmick and your style of wrestling and that aggressive style made it even more believable of you as a character.
Yes, that was my thing because, like I said, like I was trained by Benny Fernandez. At the time, guys like Terry Funk and Bruce Brody. I want to be like those guys, especially the way Terry Funk and Bruce Brody. Those really outlaws in wrestling, and it was very believable. And I don't want to take no shit from nobody because when I was a kid from school, everybody bullied me. And wrestling, you get people that bullies small guys. I took no crap for nobody. So I was very lucky that I'm still here.
Yeah. And obviously, you're wrestling around that sort of New Jersey area. You were wrestling for Jersey All Pro, the LIWF. How did you get linked up with Bobby Lombardi?
I think I had a school called Reno, Puerto Rico. It's a wrestling school in some church in Brooklyn, New York. And Bobby had a vision. He was a guy that was hanging out with a lot of Italians connection, and he told me,
Yeah.
"Hey, I'm doing a wrestling school. How about you join me and my other guys?" And I took it like, yeah, okay, whatever. I didn't believe him. Then after that, he went to somewhere in Queens, New York, and he did like a little wrestling school. Bobby
Dog,
Lamonte would, yes,
the dog pound.
uh,
Doghouse.
yeah, doghouse, yes. And it was a bunch of misfits, a bunch of basically nobodies that had no chance to become a pro wrestler. And basically, we had a couple of people came to the doghouse and give them knowledge. You know, I train people. This guy that Lathan Wilkinson, he trained people. There was a couple of guys like Jason Knight, Jazz. She came
Yeah.
to the doghouse, and it was really, really awesome with these people coming in and just teach them. We we the kind of people that like we need to connect with everybody. I don't like the competition stuff in New York, because you had your USA Pro Wrestling owned by Frank Goodman, Jack Sabbath, even Johnny Ross from, but everybody show us love. It was only one guy that I think that was showing us competition. It was USA Pro Wrestling because he had people like Bam Bam Bigelow, Chris Candido, and all the former ECW guys. And we was a bunch of misfits. Like we had shows every Saturday, 8 o'clock. We had people coming, like 200-300 people coming into our shows, and it was a bunch. Like I said, it was a bunch of nobodies, no
Yeah.
television.
Yeah, I remember it was Tony Rambo. It was a lot of cats. Tony Rambo was there,
Yeah,
myself, Kid USA.
yeah.
Oh,
But
yeah, a
it
lot
was
of
so cool, man, because everybody was given chances, opportunities to become a pro wrestler, and everybody want that dream and that goal. Travel all over the world, be on television, do something for themselves. So it was really cool for the Doghouse and Bobby Lombardi, who passed away, rest in peace. But he had a great vision. He came along, took a lot of guys like us. He took us to the streets of Brooklyn, New York, a rough streets, and he did something that was negative and positive. So it was really awesome what he did.
And also, Bobby Lombardi, he was truly, truly. If you saw him, he was the typical Italian. He was wearing the running suits. He had the hair slicked back. He talked to you
Yeah,
just like Tony Soprano. I mean,
yeah,
legit. He had the gold chain. He's
yeah,
nicest guy, but he had connects. I never asked him
yeah.
much. I didn't get involved in
Undercover,
that.
undercover gangster, yeah.
No, he was cool, man. But yeah, he worked at 4-1's taxi cab company in Flatbush, right? Flatbush on the border of Queens and Brooklyn. Yeah, cool. Yeah, 4-1's.
So, how did you get into Ring of Honor? Was that through Jersey All Pro? Because I was watching a match with I think it was the Carnage Crew versus Trent Acid and a few other guys, and I noticed it was a Ring of Honor show, but you had a Jersey All Pro banner. Was there like a cross promotion between the two in the early days of ROH?
I don't know. Ring of Honor was basically like some guy came, like Rob Feinstein, who's some head guy, the art video for tapes and stuff like that. He came to us and, hey, I'm doing the show. And we was like, okay, it's going to be in Philadelphia, and I want you to be part of it. At the time, I had bad knees, so I wanted to do tag team, so I got with Boogaloo. We did a tag team called Natural Born Sinners, and we took everybody from Jersey Pro. And I remember Rob was telling me that he's bringing everybody all over the world, like Chicago, Los Angeles, California, Texas, especially New York City, and of course, Philadelphia, get connected and do a show. It's supposed to be one show. That's it, and it just took off. And right now, I'm guessing they got great owners. They television guys now. They're doing nation worldwide. I'm hearing rumors. There's the new Ring of Honor now. It's not the same guys no more, and they're doing good things for the business. But it was just kind of funny because Ring of Honor is supposed to be just a regular independent one show, and boom, it just took up, hit a home run, and it's right now they're still alive.
Yeah, they've been going strong for like what, nearly 20 years.
Like 20 years,
or close to it, like 18 years, 20 years, something like that. And you were one of the guys in the early stages at Ring of Honor. You're a former Ring of Honor World Champion. You were there on the first show, as you were saying, but how did it feel to be a part of something that was evolving like Ring of Honor? And, I really think Ring of Honor did bring some sort of change to the wrestling business, obviously bringing back, bringing the handshake before the matches, the code of honor and stuff like that. But how did you feel like working for a company like that was really on the, the rise, so to speak, in the early 2000s and doing something different?
Yeah, well, first I wanted to work for ECW back in the days till they closed down. And I was dying to become an ECW guy, but of course, closed down. We need something new.
Don't remind me.
I feel your pain, man, because I should be part of you. But that's a different story, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, everybody came in, of course, to the handshake and everything. I felt that I'm one of it was myself and Christopher Daniels. We were on the kind of a different league that we don't respect. They're shaking hands with the corner on them. We want to bring a different style, especially myself. I think I brought that brawling style, the same thing Bruce Brody, Terry Funk to Ring of Honor. Everybody was technical wrestling, high flying, lucha libre. I brought that old school brawling style, even though I could do technical style, and I love technical style, but that's what my money maker is brawling. So, of course, I went to that path. And I think I changed that style, and I had crazy wars with Samoa Joe, the Briscoe brothers, CM Punk, PJ Whitmer, and when I became world champion, man, it just felt like I got the last laugh because I remember that I did TNA wrestling first, and I was like, I'm a part of the national television company now, and I finally made it, but it wasn't, I felt something was missing. So when I went the Ring of Honor belt, I had people like CM Punk coming from Chicago. He just signed a contract from WWE. You got the Briscoe brothers. Guys that was feuding on ringside, and it felt like I got my last laugh. Or people was laughing at me. I couldn't be a professional wrestler. Now I'm part of this elite group of people with names. I felt like I'm a name now. Because I want the world title, not because I was in national television. And trust me, TNA was a great production at that time, but it was something missing of Ring of Honor. So it was one of those like, I bust my ass all these years, and I finally made it. And I won the title in my hometown, and that was one of my greatest moments in my wrestling career.
Yo, just quick question, man. I mean, you've been with Ring of Honor from the gate, and the gate means from the beginning, Pierce. And And the thing is that you've been there from the gate. You know, you're respected in the business, even from me. Can you believe that? But the thing is, you know, I got all love for you. But like I said, man, you're like the Hulk Hogan of hardcore in ROH. And yeah, man. I see it like that. I keep it real. But the thing is that how come, I mean, I thought you'd be in office, man. I thought you'd be the main guy, man, up there, like making decisions. How come you never kept that route?
You know what's crazy? They talking about this, bro. Like all the boys that we know, they text me. They say, "Why the hell you not making $1 million in this business?" You know, especially Terry Funk, who's one of my idols, told me that one time. Like, you should have been a millionaire. Like, you should have been office. You should have been. And now it's crazy you mentioned that because that's been like my thought in my head all week. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Why not? I don't know why, man. I'm just one of those guys who want to be part of the team, and everybody makes it. You know, I'm not a follower. You know, of course I'm a leader, but of course I tell everybody if I be rich, everybody's gonna come with me and go to like Australia in the beaches and drink some Coronas or smoke a blunt. You know, because that's the way I am. I'm not that I'm by myself. You know, nah. And that's crazy you mentioned that because a lot of people have been mentioning me about that. Why you not a million, bro? I'm happy where I'm at right now. I can't complain, man. I got that support and people that love me, and it's crazy because sometimes I don't see like that. I just feel like, man, I'm just a regular jabroni from Brooklyn. I'm just like whatever, you know.
So
But
you think like, I mean, this is how I feel. If you're leaving from wrestling to the office, I feel like I'm like switching teams. Do you think like you're like make you feel like you're retiring and you're not part of the clique anymore because now you're going to the other side of the fence, almost like Triple H, you know, like going to the office and the boys are like, oh man, he ain't one of us anymore. He's a suit. You know, that's how I feel. That's what my brain keeps thinking. Like I don't know. That's just. Do you feel the same way?
absolutely not. And it's funny you mentioned because I'm part of the NWA, and I remember that somebody came up to me joking around like, "Yo, D," like because they call me D in wrestling, and they tell "Yo, D, if you wear a suit, they're not gonna trust you." And I know about that rule about wearing the suit and then wearing a paper, a folded paper in your hand, and always carrying it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna do that then. I'm gonna be different than everybody because I became a producer for the NWA now behind the scenes. So of course I'm wearing my Wu-Tang Clan hoodies, fuck the police NWA shirt. I'm not wearing rocking a paper roll. I'm not doing it, you know. And the presence coming to me, they're laughing and be like, only you could do that. Don't worry about the rest. Because I told them I wear a suit. I could, but they're telling me like, don't worry about it. It's you. Of course, if I go to another bigger company like the Time Towers, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But answer your question, Angel man, I don't feel like I'm changing teams or whatever. You know, I feel like I want to get my team better. You know, I feel like guys who got great talent, they got that itch. They got that one thing that they need. You know, like I could tell you by your performance, Angel, that you are great, you're talented. You got that one thing you missing. I will come and tell you, yo, bro, you should do this. You know, I guarantee you that it's gonna be more better and more confident for your level. That's the way I am, you know. I'm like the way, but if someone tell me like, yo, you're not one of your boys, you're a different guy. You're a suit guy, man. Fuck yourself, then. Then don't even talk
Yeah.
to me, then.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what?
absolutely, man. Because once you hold that paper, you know, I don't want, you know, if I ever become a producer and you ever see me hold the paper in my hand, then, you know, shoot me.
The one thing I should not be saying this. I might get in trouble. I don't give a fuck. But the one thing is a cold thing from wrestling.
Yeah.
They say when you know you have a match and the match is not good at all, and you come to your agent and you tell your agent, so how was my match? And they tell you it was okay. It could be better. I hate that. That's like one of my rules. I would never ever say that. If you come to me, if you got a bad match, I'm gonna straight up say to you, your match was the worst. I don't even
That's
know
what
why
I'm,
you're here. You
Shit.
no, I'm
know.
laughing because I was like, the way you said it, I was gonna say, nigga, you one time when I was wrestling, I said, yo, Ham, how was that? Nigga,
uh,
that was the shits.
so
I was,
I can.
I was like, damn, he killed me.
But the thing is, just like I get people telling me that I got a lot of bad matches. All my matches wasn't good. I had a few bad matches, and I hate when people come to me like, "Oh yeah, I was like, it was okay, could be better, but it was okay." I hate that. That's like one of my rules. I would never do that. So of course, everybody come to me like, "So how was the match?" You know, it's the shit. I don't even know why you're here. You making more money than these guys? Like, get out of here. No, but it's not. It's not like I'm trying to. Even though they feel like I'm embarrassing them or people, it's like I'm trying to give them more confidence, more motivation. You know, because I was one of those guys. Like, people laughed at me. I was getting bullied. Oh, you're the shit, Thomas. So, all right, I'm gonna prove you wrong. And boom, now the clock's turned.
Right.
And I think that sort of direct feedback sort of, there's no way for people to sort of take it any other way. It's like, how was my match? Oh, it was okay. Could be better. It means like you've given them hope that the match wasn't as bad as what they think it is. But sometimes you just need to be straight up and go, look, man, that was the shits.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you straight up say it. Don't say like it could be better. At first, you give the face like, I'm good. That wasn't good at all. Then after that, you tell them the truth, like what this, and that. You hit like a little bitch. That's the way I talk. I don't talk like very corporate. If you punch like a bitch, I'm gonna straight up tell you punch like a little bitch. You know.
But
Yeah,
you
I
know the
say I
problem.
apologize.
No, but the problem with D is like these guys nowadays. And again, I'm not knocking nobody in the business, but like back in our days, when I said, "Yo, Homicide, how was I?" You go, "No, yo, son, you suck. That shit was garbage."
Yeah.
I accept it. I take it for 100. But these guys, you tell them like, "Hey, how was I?" And you say, "Man, it sucked." Then they get all butthurt.
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
It's
But
this
sometimes
generation.
it is. It's just, but I feel sometimes they feel like they're comfortable the way we talk to people. So they're like, oh, he's just dumb, But of course, this generation, they butthurt. They don't. They're too sensitive.
Yeah, Piers, go ahead. You was gonna say. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, not at all, man, not at all. So I just wanted to ask, obviously in those Ring of Honor days, and obviously feel free to sort of don't answer this if you don't want to, but I was reading about the history between you and Dan Maff. You were in a tag team with him for a while, but there's something happened there between you guys. Did you want to go in and talk about that, or do you want to go into something else?
It's just more like a personal thing. Like, I feel like if you part of my family, part of my clique, part of my henchmen, part of my students, and you betray me, then you need to leave. You need to get out of my circle. That's like if I fuck your wife, what would you do?
I'd fucking to get the fuck out of my face.
First of all, if you did that to me, I'll catch crabs first and then pass it on and give you the gift that keeps on giving.
I wish I was dirty like you, but nobody can be like you, ain't you?
Yeah, no, look, I completely get where you're coming from, and yeah, if someone did that, but yeah, look, I just wanted to ask because, like I said, I'd seen the stories over the years, and just thought while I had you here, I'd ask about it. But moving into the formation of LAX, how did TNA approach that with you about the formation of LAX?
It was really corny. They came up to me one time. I wrestled him and Ron Killings in Puerto Rico, and me and them off. And the next day I went to New York City. I wrestled Red Water, and Mick Foley was there. And basically, Mick Foley say, I think I was supposed to say Colt Cabana, and I did something that had the crowd in my hands. And Mick Foley was telling me that Vince McMahon will love that. You need to call him. I said, okay, how? Because I don't know nothing about that. He said, well, I'm going to give you a number and then talk to Johnny Ace. I forgot his last name, but his name is Johnny Ace in All Japan. He was a talent relationship for WWE. Tell him that guy, yes. Yeah. And I said, okay, I'm going to call him. So Conan also told me, hey man, I'm doing something new in TNA. I'm doing a new gimmick. I'm leaving 3 Live Crew, Ron Killings and Raw Dog, Jesse James. I'm gonna do something new. It's called the Latin American Exchange. And I was like, okay. So he's telling me about the TNA wrestling business, and I'm like, okay. So right now I'm picking which one I should pick, WWE or TNA. I picked TNA. The reason why I picked at that time, WWE was more of a political thing of heavyweights, And to me, I was fat. I'm going fast. I don't want to be, even though it's part of the game. I really don't want to be part of the game. I want to bust my ass and show the people I could do this. So I picked TNA. So I called Cornet, told me, hey, I'm in. All right, let's do this. We're gonna attack some guy. All right, but first tell me the deal. Tell me we're doing a gimmick called the Latin American Exchange. It's about like we tie up these hillbillies, these gringo escarosos, like give us Latinos the back rub. You know, it's like real life actually. You know, but I like the gimmick. We took it, but we had little problems because at the time we had Apollo, who was from Puerto Rico. He had some kind of a communication problem, so we can't deal with him. So we had this other guy named Machete. He's from Florida Independence, but Jeb Jarrett was the boss. He was like, nah, he's like my same size. They're looking for someone like the Hart Foundation, and they pick up Hernandez because he was working with TNA back in the days, like the originals.
Mm.
And after that, so we got together, we clicked, boom, we just got on fire. We start beating up Chris Hernandez, AJ Styles.
Well, hey man, you kind of forgot the little story in between because you originally wanted to holler at me, but me and somebody else didn't get along, so that's what panned out.
Yeah, we want this strategy to become the 911 just to give it choke slams in TNA, but he was too busy, with Donna and somewhere in New York City with A Train. I can't mention his real name.
You fucked up, dude.
So yeah, like Angel did tell me the story that he was sort of earmarked by you to come into TNA in the heater role where Hernandez obviously took being the big man for the group, but Dutch Mantel sort of put a swamp to that. Is that something that you find in the wrestling business when obviously if you've tried to bring in a friend to a promotion or something like that, if someone else has got something, they'll cut the legs out from underneath it, or was that something just random that happened whereas like two people just didn't get along and that was the consequence?
Absolutely. It's kind of fun because I want Angel to come because I want to do an LAX like NWO because at the time Connor left. So I was telling like the writers, like I want to do LAX like that and do it like LWO. So I was telling we gotta bring in our Spanish Angel because from New York City, singing vibe and everything. Of course, Dutch Mantel was part of the writers. And Dutch was like, nah, we got a different idea. I did not knew. Okay, but I'm telling you, it's gonna work. No, we're gonna go with Hector Guerrero, and I said, okay, but we a girl now. I think in Molina, we're gonna get Shelly Martinez, and I'm like confused. So one day, I called Angel, told him. He told me like just F bombs on Dutch Mantel, and after that, I just I light bulb. I knew because I spoke to a couple of people from the South, and they told me the same thing. What Angel was telling me, I'm like, oh, I get it now. So I was playing this game that I actually won. Meaning, like, I'm gonna go to down south, get some information. What's really deal with this guy Dutch Mantel, like his attitude. Why I couldn't do this kind of idea because I know it's gonna be a $1 million idea, but Dutch Mantel didn't want to do it because something about Angel. He didn't like Angel's. Like, nah, Angel's too much. What that means too much? Like, speak English, Like, no, we got a different idea. And when the promo tells me something like, "Oh no, we're going a different direction," oh, you just trying to change the subject, and I don't want to tell me the truth. So I already know, like, okay. So I called Angel and told me, yeah.
How did you find working with Dutch?
We really didn't kick like that. Like it was a writer, but I really didn't speak to him like that. I was just telling. I want to know stories when he was in Puerto Rico, and the stories about Bruce Brother, doing the butcher, but nothing more like, hey man, my guy was Terry Taylor. That was my guy. He was more of the talent relationship, and he was like one of my mentors in TNA. So he was the one that was really talking a lot when it came to wrestling. But Dutch, I really didn't spoke to him like that.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember like when Homicide called me, he was like, "Yo, kid, what the fuck is going on with you with that nigga?" And I was just like, and I told him, I said, "Yo, me and him don't click because he didn't like us." The thing about it, Homicide speaks his mind, I speak my mind. That's why we click so much. Even though we give each other shit, I have nothing but respect for that fool.
Yeah,
and he the same vice versa. But when I told him, he knew that I'm not gonna eat shit from him, and he doesn't eat shit from nobody either. So we just keep it 100. 100 means keeping it real.
Human right.
Fuck, man. I'm so glad I have you as a mate. Seriously, dude. I would be lost, Angel. I don't know how I lasted 38 years of life without having you to translate this shit for me. It's not like I have TV here or Netflix or fucking internet.
Yeah.
Never mind us. Me and Angel are friends. I bust his balls all the time. So
Yeah.
it's just a bit of a good time.
The thing about me, okay, let me give you a story. I talk to Homicide, and the way he talks to me is because we're from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, the way we talked back then is how we talk now. We keep ourselves grounded by talking the way we talk, how we were on the streets. We don't talk like, okay. And again, I'm just saying this, like, there's guys in this business that we knew from nobody, and then all of a sudden they become somebody, and they forget where they come from.
Yeah.
Homicide doesn't forget where he comes from. 100%.
Yeah, well,
actually, that's one of my fears. You know, just I hate when people forget what they came from. That's one of my fears. I tell everybody, please don't forget where you came from.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing. I was interviewing Iceberg, who is a pro wrestler, former NWA Wildside, NWA Anarchy. He was in the early stages of TNA, and he's good friends with AJ Styles, and he said the same thing. He's like, AJ was one guy who never changed who he was. He's even now still he is the same motherfucker that he was 20 years ago, but when he got in the business. And it's to have that sort of mentality, to have that sort of attitude, it really speaks wonders, especially for guys like yourself and Angel who have been on national television. You know, you've been the height of professional wrestling, but you can still sort of shoot the shit and understand where you still come from and hold it. It's a good thing to see. But moving into that, how did you find? Obviously, the X division in TNA was something completely different at the time. Obviously there's no weight limits, there's no limits, but it's, what did your feelings about the X division when it first started? Was it something you thought that was innovative, or did you think it was just a cruiserweight style called something else?
I liked it because it was very different. Of course, it wasn't about weight limits. Of course, Samoa Joe came in there, former X Division champion. A lot of people don't realize that it's not about guys who's like Great Khali could be in the match and he couldn't win the X Division title, and people will say, "No, this is about cruiserweight." No, it's not. It's about whatever. But I think technically, in the view of people, the fans, they see it more as like cruiserweight, a junior heavyweight, because of course there was a lot of small guys, if you want to say that. But we had a couple of heavyweight guys, and I think it was more like no limits, just daredevil stuff, just don't care about anything, and it was very different from professional wrestling. You got so many like promotions out there doing different stuff, and I think TNA did a great thing about doing the X Division, because to me that's a great like a trademark, and that's what X Division is.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's still going strong to this day under obviously a different name, but the X Division was something. It was something definitely very unique. And seeing someone like Samoa Joe who moved like he did, going in, he fit very, very well into that style of wrestling. And they've definitely had bigger guys win that title over the years, Abyss. But to me, X Division was something I took away from it as something different. Than just like the sort of high flying lower weight class style of wrestling. But getting into obviously the more hardcore style of wrestling that you did, who were some of, obviously you mentioned Bruiser Brody as someone that you looked up to and was inspired by, but who else and obviously Terry Funk as well, but who else was someone that you really looked up to in that hardcore style, that more aggressive style? And who did you try and not emulate, but who did you take a lot from?
Oh, Sabu was one. Sabu doesn't know this. I do a dive. We call it tope con hilo. And I put at the beginning, I put a chair. And what I did is I used to do the dive and I do a cross body. For some reason, my body was turned into a cannonball. And I just told the guy, just stand up and let me hit you with this dive, and that was all Sabu. I saw Sabu matches. He was doing crazy high flying stuff, and boom. The other guy was Hayabusa. I'm more like a technical style, But when it comes to the hardcore style, it will be Sabu, Hayabusa, Mr. Pogo. That's it. But I'm more like like Billy Robinson, Steve Gray, the European wrestlers. I'm more into the technical style. When it
Yeah.
comes to the hardcore style, I would say the main guys hardcore. I would say Cactus Jack, Sabu, and that's it. That those two. But I love people like Liger, Masahiro Chono, Kenta Kabashi, Basawa. Of course, the hard-hitted original hardcore guys will be the guys from Texas, like Terry Funk, Bruce Brody. Even Tony Blanchard, Magnum TA, all those guys. Nikita Koloff. I would say, imagine Nikita Koloff have a match with Bill Goldberg. I think
Ooh.
Nikita will win. I like it. Just that's something. See, I do this. I think
Yeah,
no,
no,
but
yeah,
it's
no.
something that people need to do. But I would say Sabu and Cactus Jack. Those are my two main guys.
Yeah, and you mentioned like obviously being a fan of the technical style and everything like that, and with wrestling and over the years, you see a lot of people that sort of want to get into professional wrestling, and I've spoken to a lot of people trying to get into professional wrestling, and they're very much like, I want to get in and hit people with this. I want to be able to do the flips and stuff like that. But how important is to learn the fundamental? And this is probably a question to both of you. How important is it to understand the fundamentals of professional wrestling? Being able to like the standard, the intro stuff before you go and start going into all that craziness.
I think you gotta first of all you gotta always practice, train. By the way, everything when it comes to training, training is very important for professional wrestling. Now, after that, you train your regular training. You train in the wrestling ring. The box of a ring is like mathematics. You gotta do your measurement to where you're gonna be at. Take a bump. You always gotta do stuff, the little stuff when it comes to professional wrestling. Then after that, of course, your character, your gear, um, your music, even music, just the little things that respect of pro wrestling. I love like going to the locker ring, shake everybody's hands, especially if I didn't even know you, I still would shake your hand because I feel like we all part of a team. But become a professional wrestler, you gotta have heart, man, and a lot of passion. You always gotta listen. Of course, you're gonna have those bitter veterans out there who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about because back in my days there was a lot of those. And a lot of
Yeah,
people looked at me like give me that look like you're never gonna make it. So of course you part of my list that I'm gonna prove you wrong because I had a bunch of them. So you gotta have heart, you gotta have passion, always listen to the right veteran. Not those veterans that they care about themselves, but a veteran that cares about everybody and want to see you grow. It's like my children. I want my children to be better than me when they grow up. Same thing
yeah.
like my students. I want my students to be better than me. And that's why I am. But mostly it's by heart and passion.
How do you find the training aspect of the side of things? Like we were speaking about a couple of weeks ago, trying to put this together. Yeah, and obviously you going into the backstage role with NWA. Your in-ring career, would you say that it's winding down?
Oh man, I'll be honest with you. My mind say keep going. My heart
Yeah,
say don't listen to none. Just keep going. But my body say slow down. And the older I get, the wiser, the smarter I'm getting. I'm seeing everybody's injuries, how they walk. I feel bad because I want to pick my kids up when I turn 60. I don't want to be walking with a walker because I took a bad bump or some stupidity that I did in the match. So of course everybody tells me, man, you sound like Terry Funk. Always want to retire. Every time you always say you're gonna retire, because this might be like maybe the 20th time that I mentioned. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. And I did mention that I'm done, but I think I'm really. I want to say done because we got this situation going on with the COVID-19. It
yeah,
kind of took my spotlight away, but I feel like I'm more focused, on behind the scenes because that's where my future at. And I remember Dave Hatner and his son telling me like, think about the future. You did everything what you did. Just think about your future because you're still going to be part of the game. You're not going to be wrestling until you're 70. I don't want to be like Ric Flair or Hulk Hogan, be in WrestleMania and having saggy tits or whatever. I respect those men, but no, I don't want to be like that. You know, I want to be having the closure and leave in a happy way. But of course, behind the scenes, I definitely want that, and I'm definitely have my own goals. Have a wrestling company. I might buy in their way in the future. You never know, but I will be part of this game forever. That's the one thing I will say. But as a performer, I think I might. I'm gonna talk a lot of crap. I might take time off once again because I need my closure. But I'm thinking taking 2 years off, just performing, to heal up and everything. Come back, do my own run, and have the closure that I want. I feel like the Undertaker. I don't know if you see the Last Dance or the Last Ride or whatever it's called. But it's the same. It's the same thing what I'm going through. If you watch the Undertaker, even though he's more of a millionaire than me, he deserves it. But I feel his struggle. I feel his pain. I feel everything what he's going through.
Man, he talks so much shit because you know how many years he's been having that tape on his shoulder. Hey man, I gotta heal my shoulder. And every video you see him with the shoulder.
Yeah,
get the surgery, motherfucker, and stop taking shit up.
That's Terry Funk. I'm telling you, man. But I did have my surgery. I finally fixed it. Now I got an eye problem. That's why I do a little bit of the cush. Got knee problems. My hip. I don't even know why my hip hurts. Dude, I'm like 5'7". Why the fuck my hip hurts? All of you can understand that.
So, obviously,
you know why? Hold on a second. You know why? Because I remember. Oh man, I remember when I first met you at Jersey All Pro. You took a power bomb on a ladder. There you go. See. So don't even say how. What, I don't know why. Yeah, that power bomb. I remember.
Yeah. Y'all are dumb.
So how do you find the actual training of wrestlers, coaching and teaching people the business?
Garbage.
Is it?
Yeah, it's nobody teaching the right way. Some people just stealing money. You got certain people they're doing a good job with their business, but you got so many people who just brainwashing you. And I could do good things to you. Just give me like $10,000. Like, wait, what? But you got so many great schools out there. Of course, if you search online, because that's what the technology is. Just search online. You see a lot of great things going on with people doing business, but you got to be careful. You got to be very cautious. I was lucky. I was very lucky. Yeah, people that come to me, and what I do, I prove them. Okay, this is what I do. I just want you to watch. I would not take your money, or I would not say like I'm gonna take you to WrestleMania. I'm not. I'm gonna take you as a great performer and a great professional wrestler, so you could travel all over the world. Maybe go to national television and hopefully you become a superstar, like a WWE superstar, or whatever you want to call that, But I'm one of those guys that look, man, I'm just gonna make you like a professional wrestler and do the right thing, but I gotta show you. I'm not gonna take you, your emotions or anything. Yeah,
I mean, throwing false hope in it, and that's the thing. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I was just gonna say, I think the difference between the wrestling now and the wrestling then, the training, is like when me and Homicide were training. Like, be honest, if I wasn't in a mood and I'm saying, hey, what do you want to do? Hey, just let's call it out there, man. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just call it out there. Yep. Now these guys got to go over the script, cookie cutter. They can't do anything without going over the spots. Like I said, me and Homicide can have a match and just go, let's just call it, and have an excellent match because we're calling it.
Yeah,
it's different.
But would you also put that to down to the relationship you have with the other performer going in the ring to call it? Like,
not really.
With someone who you've never met before, you don't have that strong of a connection with. But
what if you went to Japan and you didn't really speak Japanese and his English is all fucked up?
Body language.
Body language.
It was all body language. Like they tell me like the clothesline, ladiato, or they tell me like a sign, like I'm gonna pick you up and do this kind of move, and I just pick it up.
Yeah, so just sort of knowing at the time what to do.
It's all about body language and feel.
So, guys, we're getting to the 1 hour mark, and we just want to be very conscious of Homicide's time that he's giving us tonight. So, Homicide. Homicide,
bro, I'm angry. FedEx just came right out to my house. I should have taped that. at this time. So I know bullshit. Look at this. I got packages.
Oh shit.
Bro, FedEx. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just very surprised about that.
That's all right. So we play this little game called Guess the Aussie Slang. So I'm going to give you an Aussie slang word. I'll put it in a sentence and I'll say it for you. And you have to tell me what this word means. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So root or rooting. Okay. So I saw Angel backstage at an old ECW show and he was rooting a ring rat.
Ooh, rooted.
What does rooting a ring? What does rooting mean? If in that context?
Fucking.
Yep. Angel was fucking a ring rat.
You dirty ass sucio.
All right. So we'll get on to, and you know what, Angel, you're going to be the. I'm going to use you as the example here. Okay. So.
Uh-oh. He'd be back in a sec.
Oh, there I am. So,
Okay.
all right. Guess the Aussie slang. So here we go. So I went to the swimming pool with Angel, and this motherfucker walked out wearing a budgie smuggler. Budgie smuggler.
Budgie smuggler?
Budgie smuggler, yeah. What was Angel wearing?
Like some tight ass shorts?
A Speedo.
A speedo, like tight ass shorts. Like, oh, you like it, bro. What's wrong with you?
The short tights.
Victor likes it.
Ooh.
All right, so we'll go another one. Okay, so all right. So Angel, I rang Angel and I told him before he comes over for a barbie at my house, he needs to go to the servo and pick up some stuff and then go to the bottle-o and grab some other stuff and then come to my joint. What's a servo and a bottle-o?
Holy shit, butter out. Okay, that's a rough. I got a clue. That's a hard one.
So a bottle-o is like a liquor store. Can you
What?
tell me it's a liquor store, bottle shop, bottle-o.
Do I think that?
What about a servo? Can you tell me what a servo is?
A servo, a hoe?
No, a servo is like a gas station, service station. See, in Australia, we put an O on everything. So when people see me, they go, "Hey, Piers, what's up, mate?" Or like that's it.
Okay.
You put an O on everything. Everything's an O.
Just like, hey, Homicide, your mask with the shittos.
All right, so
I would say that.
all right, so we got a couple more for Homicide. So, all right, so next one up, mate. I'm fucking knackered. Knackered.
I'm knackered.
Knackered.
I'm trash, like I'm drunk or fucked up or whatever.
Knackered, exhausted, tired, extremely just out of it. All right. Now,
like I'm fucked up.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Homicide, I'm having a party at my house. You want to come over and drink some piss?
Beer.
Yeah, beer or alcohol. So, man, you starting to pick this stuff up, man. And this is good.
He's been in Australia like 80 times.
All right. So we'll go a couple more. Let's really test it out. Okay. Oh, mate, I've been up at a sparrow's fart this morning. A sparrow's fart.
A sparrow's fart. Like a
fart.
A fart.
Yeah,
I would say pud. Is that a pud? Is that a pud?
Is it what?
No. I was gonna say pud, but it's not.
No, being up at a sparrow's fart means that like up early.
Ah.
All right. Oh man, my mouth is dry as a dead dingo's donger in the sun.
The fuck?
My mouth is dry as a dead dingo's donger in the sun.
That sounds like yo. I got this rat from Angel to suck my dick.
No, I've got my mouth is dry as a dingo's dead dingo's donger in the sun. It means my mouth is dry, like I need some water or something because I got.
Oh man.
Yeah, we got some crazy. Hey man, the Australian oxymoron. Yeah, but nah. Like seriously, man, we're fucking retarded. Some of us here. But, all right, so we're gonna go one more. All right, so
yes.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to think of a hard one for you because you have been to Australia a few times. All right, so My wife is cracking the fucking shits.
Ooh.
Cracking the shits. What is my wife cracking? And no, it's not diarrhea.
No, like my wife is fucking pissed.
Yeah, boy. Yeah. So she's pretty pissed off. So yeah, cracking the shits. If my wife, man, you should see her. She's 4'10.5", and she's fucking evil, brother. But guys, she a bad bitch, mate. Like, you're a scary motherfucker, Homicide, but she's scarier.
I believe you.
But guys, look, I just wanted to say thank you very much for Homicide for joining us for this episode of Shooting the Shit. Before we end up live, Homicide, just hang back. We'll speak in the back area. But guys, I just want to make a special mention. There's a good friend of mine. There's a good friend of ours out in the wrestling community. He's a belt collector. He's a good friend to everybody. His name is Edward Lindsay. And Edward is just been confirmed with positive of COVID-19. And I just want to say this special shout out. Edward, we're thinking of you. We love you. Get better. Kick out at one, brother. And we will see you back very, very soon. On that note, guys, Homicide, thank you so much for giving us your time. Angel, thank you so much for being my co-host this evening. It's been great talking with you, gentlemen. And Homicide, where can people find you?
I don't want nobody to follow me.
He's the only wrestler in the world with no social media.
I don't want nobody to follow me, but Angel follows me. I gotta follow that douche, so that's a different story.
I'm surprised I get a phone call from that motherfucker. Hey, I'm busy, puppy. I'm just tired.
Anyway, look, guys, you've been watching Shooting the Shit Uncensored. I'm Piers. This is Homicide. This is Kingpin. Make sure you go up and click subscribe. Make sure you follow us. Show us some love. And Homicide, we can't wait to see you back in the ring again soon, or even backstage in some new roles. So, guys, thank you very much. Everyone take care. Say hi to your mum for me, and we'll get back to you guys soon. Peace out, guys.